What is going on today, guys? It is kind of really cold. It's like 35 degrees. It's cloudy and crappy. It's gonna snow in an hour, which means it's the perfect weather for me to tell you about some things that you can do to your car for Christmas for cheap. It also means it's perfect weather to ditch this hat and put on a Christmas hat. Okay, I got the keys to my Mini right here. Let me pull it out of the garage. Okay, first things first, the one that everybody notices immediately, that easily gets the most reactions, everybody loves the most. The reindeer nose. No, I'm kidding. It's the tree. Everybody loves the tree. The tree is probably one of the favorite things I put on the car. So, what the tree is literally just a Christmas tree that's strapped on. It's dumb simple. So I bought this tree off Amazon. It was like 40 bucks, so it's not super expensive. The way it works is you have the base here with rubber things to prevent it from scratching your paint if you have paint, or damaging your sunroof if you have a sunroof. Held on with ratchet straps, they're held tight, and then I've duct taped the straps to keep them from flapping in the wind. That's not required, but I've done it. The tree also has a wire that runs through the passenger side, plugs in like so, and lights it up. You got little Christmas lights. At night, everybody loves it. It actually is bright enough that it shines down onto the road. It's pretty funny. So I've run the wire down through and behind the passenger seat to keep it out of the way of the passenger, out of the way of anything from getting thrown around. And it works really well. And coming back from the front, it looks pretty good. It's pretty funny. I get more reactions with that on than I do with just the hood. The other thing with the tree is that it clips up right here on these, which, yeah, I don't even know what you call this, the weather sealing, I guess. It works. Now the tree, I've personally tested it up to about 90-ish miles an hour, and it stays up just fine. It just bends like crazy. It bends, and then the front starts to lift a little bit, so I need to tighten it down a little bit more, but otherwise, it's fine. The only issue I really have with it is that because I have frameless windows, like this, like a coupe, it doesn't seal the windows all the way, and so there's a really annoying whistling noise. If you have something like a sedan, like any of the other cars on the street, or anything that just has like a sealed window, you will not have the whistling issue. So, 40 bucks, you get that. If you guys are liking the video so far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video, hit the little bell icon. It really helps out the channel, and it means a lot to me if you do that. Now the second thing is the hood wrap. The hood wrap was amazing. I'm gonna pull out my sister's car as well because I did it on her car, and you can see what it looks like on different cars. Okay, so here we got my car and my sister's car. As you can see, they're both hood wrapped. They both look really good. I started with her car. I originally wanted to do her car just as a prank, and then she really, really liked it, funnily enough. So I'm like, okay, I'll keep it. And I'm glad she liked it because it was a lot of work. So as you can see on mine, it's kind of starting to fade a little bit. This blue right here on this guy used to be the same color as my actual hood scoop, and it's now not. You can see over here more what the colors should be versus what they are. That's just what happens when you park your car in the sun because you don't have a garage because you're at college. Anyways, so the way I did these, this one and this one were both done in a similar way. My sister's took about 3 hours to do, and then mine took about 4, but hers, I think I could easily do in less time now that I've done it before. Basically, what I did was I cleaned off her car, or cleaned off her hood fully. I put down a layer of packing tape to keep it safe. Not packing tape, a layer of painter's tape to keep it safe, to protect the paint. And then I put the wrapping paper on and taped it on the underside. And then I put tape over the top to keep it from getting destroyed in the rain. And you can see it worked pretty well. There's a little bit of yellowing from, I guess, where I didn't seal it well enough. But overall, it held up very well. I think I would for sure do a better job taping in the future so that it doesn't look like that, because that definitely doesn't look great. But you stand back about this far and it looks fantastic. If you don't live in an area where it rains or snows often, you could probably go without putting on the actual tape over the top. Mine took a little bit longer because I had to remove the headlight trim and the hood scoop, and that was a pain in the butt. But after I got those done, it was the same process. It took me less time to actually do my hood than hers because I had to do that. It was taking those out and putting them back in that took forever. And then I had to do the stripes. And the stripes themselves also took a decent amount of time because they were like, yeah, they look like crap, honestly. I'd redo the stripes if I was to redo this project. But overall, yeah, the hood, they're a fun, easy weekend project. It took me only 7 hours overall, which yeah, that sounds terrible, but I did them back to back. 2.5, maybe 3 hours. Easy Saturday night project if you have nothing better to do. Now the hoods, they get decent reception from people. People love them, but like they aren't as well pointed out as something like the tree. Instead, it's more of like you see it at a car meet or like at a stoplight, somebody will roll down their window and they'll be like, yo, what'd you do to your hood? And it's like, it's wrapping paper, it's awesome. It only took me a little bit. And they're like, oh, that's awesome, that's fun. Yeah, so if you want to do it, if you want just a little bit more festivity, go ahead and do it. Just make sure you clean off your car before you do it. And the biggest drawback with the hoods that I've found is you cannot wash your car. Obviously I could wash it from here back, but that just looks weird. So now my car looks like this and like that. And that's disgusting. And I cannot wait till December 26th when I can wash my car fully and strip that off. That's gonna be its own video, by the way, so stick around for that. And then by far, my absolute favorite mod I've done so far is the Underglow. The Underglow is so much fun. Unfortunately, it's daylight, so you're not really gonna be able to see it very well. So I'm gonna close the garage door and hopefully you'll be able to see it a little bit better, maybe? Okay, yeah, now you can see it amazingly. Christmas Underglow. I got it in the grill, and I got it down here. Unfortunately, I cannot run the Underglow in Christmas mode while driving. It's not legal. It sucks, but that's life. So instead, when I'm driving, what I tend to do when driving is I tend to just keep it on white like this. Keep it about 80% brightness. Perfectly legal, haven't had any issues with it yet. Then as soon as I get somewhere for Christmas, go to custom mode, select this one. Goes right into Christmas mode. This mod set was by far the most expensive and most pain in my butt to do. First off, it was $180, which not terrible for an LED set, cheapest one I could find, but it still went well. But we ran the wires through here to get it through that. We had to pop the hood. Let me show you the other wiring. We had to, there you see, we had to drill a hole in the firewall back there to run the wires to here. And then in here, if you don't have a Mini, this will be much easier for you. Because Mini puts the fuse box, the entire fuse box, not just like the main, not just the interior fuse box, the entire fuse box is inside the car. So we had to run the fuses from there into here. This is where I've got the module for the Underglow, and then for the grill lighting right up underneath this. Grounded out to the hood strut. Then coming around on this side, inside the car, to access the fuse box. Okay, that's as bright as it goes. That's dark. In there, you have to pull everything out of your glove box. So there goes my cleaning kit, my owner's manual. Go back inside of it and pull that, and there's your fuse box. Within the fuse box, we ran 2 fuse taps. This one up top goes for the Underglow. This one down here goes for the grill lighting. And we had to figure out which ones were powered fuses, which ones weren't, and a whole host of other things. I'm still sitting here trying to figure out wiring, because if I turn the lights off and then close the door, as soon as I close the door, yo, it didn't turn off for once. That's what I gotta do. I have to do it for, I figured it out. I figured out my bypass. Because normally when I turn the lights off, if I open the, there you go, you see right there, I open the driver's side door and it kills it. Lights are off. On the plus side, that's a over discharging for the battery, so that's a good thing. It avoids that. If I turn on the ignition, right? You can see right there the lights are on. Close the door, listen. Lights off, stops whining, gone. But filming this video, I just figured that out. If I go in from the passenger side, and I put in ignition mode, I can close the door. Ha! Thank you, YouTube, for helping me with this. because that's been a pain in my butt. There we go. Underglow. The Underglow is by far my favorite thing. And I didn't even mention back here, I went up to the lights, up to the tailpipes, so you can see from the top, they get reflected. Normally they're clean and it looks cooler. Because like from standing up here, it looks awesome. These were more of a ahead of time thing because later on when I bag my car and slam it, they're gonna look great. So I'm gonna pick this up in about 2 hours when it's dark. Hopefully it's not snowing. And I will show you what all of this looks like at night. Okay, it is now dark. It's 6 o'clock and it's dark. Got Christmas lights on the house. Let me show you guys the car. I'm gonna treat you guys. I'm gonna give you 2 cold starts today. I'm not sorry to my neighbors at all. Maybe a little bit, but not really. It's not too loud yet. Still pretty loud. But yeah, at night you can see what a difference the tree and the grill and the Underglow all make. And why at night this car is one of the coolest things in the world. Because you got that, you got the Underglow, the nose, the tree, focus. Merry Christmas, y'all. Oh yeah, it did wind up snowing a little bit, so that's fun. Man, it's cold. The Underglow is awesome, but when I'm driving around, I can just drive around like this. Ooh, I can't drive around like that. So I have an issue sometimes where it won't connect to the front grille, which is why it's always risky for me to not be, yeah, I drive around like this, full white. But for now, because it's Christmas, there we go, Christmas, keep it on Christmas mode. So if you guys liked the video, please, like I said earlier in the video, like it, comment, subscribe, ring the little bell, it really helps. Share it with your friends, and until next time, goodbye.